All right, so let's talk real fast about paying place bets. You pay place bets just like you pay come bets. You pay from the stick dealer all the way to you. So on this side of the table, I would pay from position 1 to 4, and then jump to 5, all the way down to 8. Go in order. Now what if I have come bets and place bets? Come bets are first. Handle all your come bets first, then you'll do your place bets. We'll cover this in a lot of depth in phase 3. Phase 3, which is putting everything together on this side of the table. So how do we pay them? Cut out money every time. This is your working area. You cut out the money into the come. Move your hand so the camera can see it, or whichever person, box or stick, is watching you. Then you stack it up with your outside hand, not left right because it changes, outside hand, and you hand it off to the player past the pass line, heeled off. All payouts are heeled off. So if the 8 were to roll, well, 12 pays 14, so I'm going to cut out 14. This is why you learn to pick. This is why you run those pick drills that we covered over and over and over again. Now I set up two $24 bets because I want to show you two different ways to pay it. So 24 pays 28. Now if they have plenty of red, then I'm just going to cut out green and hand it off. If they don't have plenty of red, then I'm going to pay them in red. Now the most difficult thing for dealers is to pick 5 checks. It's very, very difficult for dealers to pick 5 checks. So I'll pick my 3 right here. Then I'll just grab a whole handful, because all I'm going to do is drop 1, put the 3 on top, and size in. And that's your 28. Pick 3 white, drop a red, size in. That gives you
And that's totally acceptable.
$28. That is actually preferable. That is actually preferable than doing this. It's easier for us to read. That is so much easier for the box to read at a glance, swiftly, than making sure that you picked 5 properly. Plus, dealers get lazy after a while and they stop moving their hands, or they do what they call capping it, what I call capping it at least, where they just and hand it off, which is improper. You should move your hands just for a second. And even I will cap off basic bets, right? Because I am trusted on my payouts. But with this, when they see you size in, they already saw this part. They see you size in, there's no thought. My eyes just literally move past you because it's so clear to me on that. Which incidentally, if I wanted to pay 140, do the same thing. I would pick 3 red, drop a green, and then size in. I could do the same thing with 240 or 340. So it works out the same with green and red as it does with white and red. So that would be how I would pay an 8. You know, if I were to pay the 9, well, 15 pays 21. I almost capped that because it's such a basic bet. 25 pays 35. I'm actually running out of red. And 30 pays 42. And behind the pass line and heeled off. Behind and heeled off. Now, on to the fun part. And the next couple videos after this are really fun.
Is it actually fun? Or
They actually are. They're actually really fun because they're the kind of stuff that dealers actually like to practice. Good dealers like to practice. So, some basic ones. Now there's 2 phrases that you're going to hear. Now, ignore the puck. Puck is gone. For these to be working, obviously there's a point somewhere. But we're just dealing with the place bets. So these are live. They're working. You've got a point marked. There's just a few phrases that you have to know. If the player doesn't say anything, then you leave the bet alone. It's called same bet. So 12 pays 14. And you hand it off. If the player says something, you gotta listen to him. This is one of the things that differentiates a bad dealer from a good dealer. If I have 8 players, while I'm paying this, if this player says press 1 unit and this player says press, I hear it and remember it while I'm paying this one. So I don't have to ask them by the time I get over here. A good player can pay attention to every single player on the table. I'm paying, a good dealer, I'm paying this one, I heard these, I remembered these. At the same time, I'm verbally booking every bet that my players throw in. That is a good dealer. A lot of dealers that can't do that. So what are these phrases? Well, same bet. If the player says same bet, then same bet. If the player says press always means one thing: double the bet. Press does not mean go to the first bet that you think is the easiest one to pay. Press means double the bet. So if they want to press and they're at 12, that means that we take them to 24. Okay, don't worry about any moves. That's going to be the next videos. Okay, press, you double their bet. Again, it is not subject to interpretation. So if the player's at 18 and they say press, what I don't want to ever see is a dealer take them to 30. 30 is extremely easy to pay, so it's a very, very popular bet, and it's very clean. But that's not what they asked for. They didn't ask you to press them 2 units. They said press. Press means double the bet. It also does not mean stack everything up. So if this player says, I want to press, press my bet, 10 pays 14, right? Press, then you take them to 20 and you give them $4. What you don't say is, oh, press me. Okay, throw me $1. They throw you in $1 and you take them to a quarter. They didn't ask that. Now, if they throw you in the $1, then fine, you suckered them in. But that's not what they asked. Give the players what they ask, not what you interpret or what you want. The other thing they may say is press 1 unit or press X units. But typically it's either press or press 1 unit or go to a specific number. Go to 24, go to 30, right? The proper phrase for a dealer is looks like. So if I'm on this $18.08 and the 8 rolls and I've paid the first couple, the next player says make it look like 30 or looks like 30. Cool. Then I'm going to make their bet look like 30. And as a dealer calling it out, 18 pays 21 looks like 30 or goes to 30. There's so many different things you could say. As a break-in dealer, you should be calling everything out. And I am not exaggerating on this. I was sitting there, 12 pays 14, same bet. 18 pays 21, same bet. 12 pays 14, same bet. I was saying that at that volume until after about 4 or 5 days, the box turned to me and said, you can stop doing that. We know your payouts are correct, and it kind of distracts me and I'm looking at the other side. But you better do that until they trust you. They trusted me, they knew my payouts were correct, and the other side of that is I don't have, I hate to say this, but I don't have any pride. I did that because if I made a mistake, I need it to be caught before I give it to the player and they pick it up. So by calling it out, if I did make an error, somebody, the other 2 dealers or the box, heard it, even if they didn't see it. And whoa, hold on, which is fine. I want to be caught on the mistake before it gets into the player's hands.
And you don't want to commit mistakes to memory either.
Yeah, and also you don't want to memorize your mistakes. Don't get caught up in asking players questions. If the 8 rolls, I'm not going to go, do you want to press, do you want to press, do you want to go to 30? What do you want to do, what do you want to do, what do you want to do? I'm going to go, 8 just rolled, same bet. And if they haven't answered, by the time I have it cut out, which means they don't have a lot of time, I hand it off. Now, if I go to the next player, and now this player says, oh no, I want to go to 30. I'll come back to you, sir. And I finish all the payouts. But I don't stop the game asking questions over and over and over and over again. Because most players, especially the newer players, have no clue. So then you ask, well, hey, what do you want to do? What do you mean? Do you want to press to 30? What do you mean? What's that? What do you mean? And you just came to a grinding, screeching halt for absolutely no reason. Just pay the damn bet and move on. You can ask them, hey, same bet? That's all I say, same bet? Unless they've been consistently doing the same things over and over and over again, in which case at that point, I'm going to start anticipating a little bit. If they've been pressing 1 unit every time, or if they've been going from 18 to 30 every single time, then I'm going to anticipate and say, hey, I'm going to take you to 30, okay? And then hand off the bet, and hand off the change. Now, the 6 and 8 have press moves, and we're going to go over those in the next videos. The 4, 5, 9, and 10, they really don't. There's a couple somewhat quasi-advanced ones, but these all work in units of 5, so it's pretty easy. You just stack the damn crap up. It's not hard. With the 6 and 8, because you're almost always working in multiple colors, you have specific moves to make sure that you do it smoothly. And that is coming up next.